There's a river in southern Africa. Its banks are lined with predators, danger, and daily life and death dramas. This is the Sand River. Wet season on the Sand River starts with a trickle. From the north, water begins flowing into the dry riverbed, bringing life to a thirsty land. The river carves a distinctive path through the bushveld. Its shallow fingers wind their way through the sandy ground. Most of its short 50-kilometer route cuts through the Greater Kruger Park in South Africa. What makes this one of the most remarkable rivers in Africa is the variety of animals that live along its banks. Running through the Mala Mala area, the river is a magnet to them. And it will still draw them many months from now, during the dry season, when the river becomes one of the last dependable sources. Now, during the wet season, the river's generosity runs deep. This solitary 6-year-old leopard patrols his large territory which straddles the river. He's driven by 3 powerful instincts: hunting, protecting his domain, and mating. He has already fathered cubs, but like all male leopards, he's an absentee parent. Among the rocks on one side of the river, his 2 cubs and their mother have made their den. It's safe for now, but the young ones can easily fall prey to other predators. Mother leopard is solely responsible for protecting her cubs in this crowded landscape. Her domain overlaps with the turf of other predators, like lions. Unlike leopards, the females in this lion pride raise their cubs together, providing safety in numbers. But for one cub, life can still be tough. He's the runt of the litter. His siblings may pick on him, but Mom has his back. This green season is also the season of motherhood. Hyena mothers rule their highly social clans, but go it alone when raising their youngsters. Hyena moms are nurturing and deadly. Powerful jaws that gently grip a pup can also bite through the bones of prey. The leopard cubs will live under their mother's protection for 1.5 years. Keeping her brood well-fed and safe is a tall order. To search for food, she needs to leave them. Defenseless, they're vulnerable to other predators. But in order to provide the milk, she has to eat. Fortunately, life along the river means prey is never far. But it's never easy either. The impala keep a sharp eye out. The leopard depends on surprise and has only one chance to get it right. She'll have to keep on hunting. Only 1 in 4 leopard hunts ends with a kill. Lion prides hunt together so they can take down bigger prey. An adult buffalo can feed the pride for a week. But its horns, over 4 feet long, can be lethal. Buffalo are some of the most dangerous animals in Africa. But so are lions. This buffalo's already had a brush with the pride. She was lucky to just lose her tail. Survivors enjoy plenty of grazing by the Sand River. The mother of the runt eyes the herd. A buffalo, with just one horn, has lagged behind. Her calls for help bring reinforcements. But the straggler doesn't know when to quit. With just a single horn, the feisty buffalo has a double disadvantage. This time, the herd ignores her desperate calls, which only attract another lion. The pride will eat heartily tonight, and so will the vultures. Night is no time of rest for the animals of the Sand River. The hyena clan has brought down a kudu, an antelope 5 times their size. Despite their scavenger reputation, hyenas actually hunt and kill most of what they eat. The real scavengers are the lions. They succeed in only 3 out of 10 hunts, so they'll often steal someone else's meal. The mother leopard won't pass up an easy meal either. As the lions and hyenas clash over the kill, the leopard seizes her chance to steal the carcass. But doesn't even get a bite. The aggressive lions win this round, as they usually do. Countless buffalo live in Mala Mala, and during the wet season, there's water and food for everyone. The water keeps them cool, and the mud repels bugs. Their grazing isn't exactly carefree. Lions are never far away. A bull, weighing in at over half a ton, gives the pride a warning to leave the herd alone. This buffalo had a more violent confrontation. After his skirmish with the lions, he hits the water to salve his wounds. But he finds no relief. As tiny African helmeted turtles pick at his cuts and gashes, adding novelty to their usual diet of worms and snails. The leopard mother has killed an impala and dragged it high into a tree, and for good reason. Below, the hyena wants a piece of the action. Not fussy, he'll even eat the bones and the skin the leopard discards. Vultures are cleaning up even the tiniest scraps at the kill site. The scraps aren't enough for the hyena to fight them over. He'll go back to plan A and wait under the tree. With a full belly, the leopard arrives back at the den, ready for a rest. A mother's work is never done. They're just over a month old and demand frequent feeding. At last, she can sleep. While Mom and one cub take their cat naps. Baby brother has other plans. Wandering off to practice hunting. He's becoming more independent, and he's not the only one. The lion cubs are also gaining confidence. The runt of the litter has broken away from the pride to explore the world waiting to be discovered. His brother joins him. And for now, the teasing stops. The first sight of a mongoose freaks them out. A call from Mom. And the intrepid explorers return home. Months pass. transforming the Sand River. The wind blows colder, and the grass grows brittle. Insects, like this caterpillar, won't survive long enough to see the return of the wet season. Nor will many of the other animals living here. Water grows scarcer by the day, and the dry season begins to grip the region in a chokehold. The shrinking river makes fishing easier for birds, turning the drying pools of water into prisons. It's almost too shallow for these tilapias to swim. But it's the perfect depth for a hammerkop. These are his good times. They won't last. When the ponds vanish, so will the fish. By the time the buffalo return to the river, it's more sand than water. The pride is still scoping out a chance to score their favorite food. The runt is much bigger, but he's not yet ready to join the hunt. The adults will provide for him and his siblings until they're around 2 years old. In their games, they practice dominance. Because he was born the smallest, the runt will stay lowest in the pecking order. Elsewhere on the sand, the leopard mother has moved to a new den site. Her cubs are also much bigger. One of them practices his tree climbing skills with a dead warthog. For this pair of would-be hunters, this is a valuable life skill. Their mother is out doing it for real. This hippo died from injuries in a fight for dominance. Now, he's part of the food chain. She isn't the first to enjoy the carcass, and she won't be the last. The leopard mother knows her place and stays well away. She's no match for the lioness and will have to wait till she's gone. But the lioness isn't going anywhere. And now, they've both got company. The 3,000-pound hippo will cater to many before it's reduced to bones. The Sand River cuts through the territories of several predators. The male leopard shares his domain with more than one female. On one bank, the mother leopard cares for his cubs. On the other side, a different female lives on her own. Before he even reaches her, he can tell she's in heat. She flirts to let him know she's ready. They'll mate repeatedly over several days to give her the best chance of conceiving. Within 3 months, he could have a second family. And the mother of his first litter will also be ready to mate again soon. When that time comes, he has to make sure that he's the one she breeds with. The lions are growing up fast. Now the runt is as big as his brother, but he's still dominated by him, even when they play. The whole pride joins in. But the fun won't last. By the age of 2, these sub-adult lions will have to fend for themselves. And that's just a few months away. A stranger comes to the banks of the Sand River. Another male leopard. He's old and half blind. He has a territory of his own nearby, but he's always looking to expand it. The cubs are on their own while their mother hunts. They're almost 2 years old, but if the male finds them, he could kill them, forcing their mother into heat so he could mate with her. Lucky for the cubs, their father isn't far, remarking his territory with his scent. For now, that powerful potion will keep the blind male out. Daytime temperatures cool during the dry season. The dwindling waters of the river still meander through the bushveld. There's still enough for the elephants to drink. And just enough food, too. In lean times like these, elephants can make the most of leaves, bark, and even roots. The elephants' sheer size make them unlikely targets for predators. Taking time out in the dry grass, the leopard mother is certainly no threat. They don't even give her a second look. But her presence hasn't gone unnoticed. The cubs are thrilled to see her. Today is a big day. It's time for them to leave her for good. Once they're gone, she'll mate again and raise a new litter. The dry spell continues, choking off the tributaries into the Sand River. Increasing the hardship for the herbivores. But their tough times are good times for predators. The lions have killed a giraffe. The young brothers tuck voraciously into the spoils. A kill like this means the pride won't need to hunt again soon. But that brings no relief to the prey animals. Many lion prides and other predators hunt on what's left of the Sand River. The half-blind male leopard, still on the prowl, finds the cub's mother. With her youngsters now gone, she's more likely to be in heat. But not yet. She warns him to stay away. At least for now. Back at her den, the female hears leopards fighting nearby. They're males. Disputes over females and territory are sometimes fights to the death. At daybreak, the half-blind male is still alive, but badly injured. The cub's father viciously defended his territory against him. And he's still tracking the intruder to make sure he leaves. With gaping wounds all over his body, the half-blind male has learned a hard lesson. He's unlikely to try again. The Sand River's dry season is at its worst. But still, a trickle of water remains. The lion runt and his siblings don't stray far from the riverbed, though that time is coming. They're almost grown and will soon have to fend for themselves. What they still lack is experience. The pride will eventually reject the brothers, and they'll live and hunt as a coalition. The leopard cubs are already on their own, without their mother. They're about to part company with each other, too. They'll have no one to rely on but themselves. As the river continues its disappearing act, it exposes large barbel fish. They can survive several days out of water, but they're not out of danger. Taking a pause from hunting, the leopard mother spots movement. It should be an easy meal, if she can get to it. The mud may be the least of her problems. This wallowing hippo's jaws could chomp her in two. But the hungry leopard takes the risk. A single barbel won't fill her stomach, but it's better than nothing. The Sand River is as dry as it's going to get. Even greater numbers of animals are drawn to the riverbank and to waterholes. Mothers must stand between their defenseless young and a deadly world of hunters. After days of grazing, the buffalo need to return to the river. The mother of the runt is in their path. She isn't there to hunt. She temporarily left the pride to begin mating. And she won't budge. The herd will have to find another route to water. When the buffalo reach the Sand River, the rest of the pride is already there. Their lack of hunting experience spooks the herd. They escape. Except one. She's caught. But so is the runt. He forgot the first rule of buffalo hunting. Avoid those deadly horns. All the young lion can do is dangle helplessly as his brothers try to take the buffalo down. A flick of the head, and he's free. He's lucky to be alive, let alone walk. In shock and enormous pain. Just lying down is a major effort. The animals that struggled through the months of hardship are about to be rewarded. Sand River's rainy season has begun. Slowly at first. Then the river fills, and like a pulsing artery, flows through the landscape. After the rains, new life flourishes everywhere. There's plenty to eat and plenty of water. Hippos are back in their element, submerged to escape the heat. Animals large and small take the wet season as a cue to give birth. This pair of foam nest tree frogs busily build a place for the female to lay her eggs. She excretes a sticky liquid, which the male beats into a foam. It will keep the eggs at just the right temperature until the tadpoles hatch in a few days. After nearly 2 years spent raising her cubs to be independent adults, the leopard mother is on her own again. But not for long. She's found the perfect partner, the father of her last litter. Her pregnancy is the only thing on their minds. Nothing is going to distract the male from his mission. As the herd moves past, the ritual resumes. Within 3 months, she could have their second litter of cubs. The mother of the runt has also been mating. She and her sister are both pregnant. Their cubs will be the next phase of a dynasty that has survived on the Sand River for generations. Nearby, the runt and his brothers have grown into strong adults. In time, by taking over prides and claiming larger territories, they will rule their own powerful domains. All of the animals that live on the Sand River owe their existence to it. Along its banks, each sunset heralds a night of hunting, of narrow escapes, and the ebb and flow of life itself.